Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy solstice, or good Yule, as they say in pagan circles. Let's just see. Make sure all of this is flying happily. Groovy, groovy. Okay, guys. Hi. Happy solstice, good Yule, and all that, and a bag of chips. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about and to do today. If you have not done so already, please head over to EdibleSpirit.com/solstice, and you will get your solstice mood board for this ritual, right? That's pretty cool. Even cooler, I happen to have it right here. So just so you know, if you're tuning in for the first time, hi everyone! Happy solstice, good Yule. This is something we've been doing for a long time, something that we are continuing to do right now, you know, out of the love in our hearts for you guys. Similar to our new moon and full moon live streams where we gather to synchronize our snatches with the giant, gorgeous frequencies of the new moon and the full moon. This here is an opportunity to synchronize ourselves with the sun, right? So we at Edible Spirit try to bring you solar and lunar observances because they are these powerful moments of synchronization wherein we can tune and attune our bodies to the larger cosmic cycles that are going on. This is a big one. The solstice is one of the cross quarters of the year, right? One of the 4 turns of the wheel. Ooh, I just remembered I need to do something before this is over. And basically, we've got, you know, the new year, which is in March, the equinox, solar summer solstice, which is in June, Cancer, right? And the fall equinox, which is when the sun goes into Libra. And then this is the winter solstice, when the sun goes from Sagittarius into Capricorn. Okay. It is something that we can all kind of have a sense of because we all have a sense of seasons. Even if like we don't have seasons, we kind of have a sense that we don't have seasons. So that's the point of a solar holiday or a solar observance, is that it's something that connected to the sun. So it's pretty obvious for all of us that like something's going on. But for all sorts of various reasons, our synchronization with the natural cycles of time is fucked. It's pretty jacked up right now based on our devices and our productivity and just all the stuff that's going on. So this is actually revolutionary, right? We are actually coming together in a revolutionary way to be revolutionarily aligned, authentic, centered, right? Connected. And effectively, when we do that, we have literally everything. We connect to the part of ourselves that has everything. We connect to the part of ourselves that has everything. And so this holiday, usually when we do our new moon, full moon transmissions, we give you astrological updates. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now, right? What's interesting about this, sun goes into Capricorn, and it is in the northern hemisphere, the longest night, which was last night, and today is the shortest day. So ideally, we like to practice this at night, do this ritual at night, because it's all about light and dark. But we are coming here with you today to do it at the time that the solstice is exact, which is at 2:22, 2:23 today, because that's the moment. That's the central moment where the sun shifts over, where it hits that mark, that moment of the year, of the cross quarters of the year, the wheel of the year, right? That all the pagan holidays kind of turn on. And then also, you know, the wheel that's connected to the sun and the moon, that ultimately keeps turning no matter what, and that all of our other holidays are based on, right? Our other holidays are based on, you know, these seasonal occurrences. So main point being with this holiday, all of the light festivals, Hanukkah, Diwali, Christmas, Yule, you know, there's There's a lot of festivals related to light at this time. Why? Because since it's the shortest day, longest night of the year, it's a kind of uncertain moment. It's a bummer of a moment because, you know, if you think way back to prehistoric times when we first started clocking these kinds of things, or, you know, moments in time when we first started clocking these things, we're about to go into the coldest part of the winter. We're about to go into the time of the year where we have the least amount of nourishment, the least amount of, you know, stuff, food, warmth, right? All of those things. So this is a moment of very sacred observance to honor the darkness as it reaches its peak, and then to honor the climb of the return of the light, right? So everything that we're doing today is based around this energy of honoring the darkness and the return of the light, the darkest into the sort of initiation of the light, right? So that feels great. Astrologically speaking, we're in a really interesting time because Capricorn, right, is the sign in the zodiac which represents the father and the government and practicality and austerity and Saturn and ultimately time and difficult lessons. And the hardest lesson we have to learn about time, which is death, right? So it's not like we're going to die on the solstice, but we sort of come to terms with the inevitability of time and the chill, the austerity, right, of the earth. We brought this with us, right, because it's just like dry earth and crystals, and as we honor the Capricorn of this moment, tomorrow on the 22nd, there's a full moon in Cancer, which is the lunar, emotional, powerful energy of the moon and the mother. And it's a full moon. So we sort of initiate this entry into the austerity and the chillness and the practicality and the bare minimum. Saturn and Capricorn, thank you, sweetheart. Saturn and Capricorn represent the bones, right? The skeleton, no meat, you know, winter bones. And so we sort of have this moment today to connect to that energy, followed by this big sort of gush of milk and love and warmth and nourishment and just feeling, right? Deep, juicy, gushy feeling. And that's what's cool about a full moon, is that it's the opposite sign of where the sun is that the moon happens in, that the full moon happens in. And as these energies sort of peak and crescendo, the best way to deal with the austerity of Capricorn is to infuse a little bit of the squishy gushiness of Cancer, right? To deal with a mean dad is to go to a nice mom, or to deal with, you know, austerity and deliciousness, right? Austerity versus deliciousness. So what does this mean? What does all of this mean? We prepared the solstice mood board for you this year in order to basically give you all these fucking options to bring flavors of this deliciousness into your life. The colors that we put on the swatch this year, thinking they're very clever: yellow snow, inner eye, all you need, and deep woods. Calling on influences of winter imperfection, clarity of mind, offering everything when you feel you have nothing, and endurance for the month ahead. Bringing in onyx for protection as a crystal, manganocalcite, which is a really lovely stone, a great pocket stone. I have some here from Ritual several years ago, but it's the palest pink, and I find it has like an almost more humane or human frequency of rose quartz. It's like gorgeous unconditional love, but not quite so like woo. And what else? Oh, and lemon quartz. We have that here too. Lemon quartz, which is lovely. Oh, that's so awesome. Lemon quartz is lovely. It has like an energizing and I feel like optimizing frequency to it, which is really good. And we're going to talk about that. Yeah, there's other stuff in here. Oils, fashions, hair ideas, right? natural cuts, tousled just so. The point is that if the solstice is the moment, then all of these accoutrements are accessories for you to just keep these frequencies vibrating throughout the next 3 months, because that's what this moment really initiates, is the season of winter and kicking us off and kicking us into the season of the next 3 months. I feel like I have a bunch more stuff to say, but I want to just give you one more thing. Oh, no, not a lot more stuff. This is something that I channeled several years ago, right? Sort of lovely. And I feel like it encapsulates the moment. And right after this, we're going to dive right into the solstice ritual, okay? Here's what came through. Go in. Quiet down. Let go. Give thanks. Look into the darkness and face your fear. Continue to give thanks. Rejoice at the light in the midst of the darkness. Give thanks for the light. Watch it grow. And there's something which I think may come up a little bit later. One other thing that we wrote down in preparation for this is that hope is never impossible. And that facing the darkness and seeing the light in the middle of the darkness, kind of a gorgeous encapsulation of hope, right? Okay. So now we're gonna go into this. We're gonna go into this ritual together. I'm actually gonna get my incense briquette cooking. Ooh, burned cheek. And then light a little sage. And what I'd love for you to do while we're doing this is just start to get grounded. Arrive where you are. Feel your butt beneath you. Feel whatever surface is supporting you. If you're sitting on a chair, feel the chair pressing up against you. If you're laying on the ground, feel that earth below you just holding you up, holding you aloft. And you can visualize energy, a beautiful big tree root of white energy, light, just light energy. It can be any color. It doesn't have to be white light. Sort of flowing from the base of your spine and moving deeply into the ground until you feel yourself beautifully and deliciously anchored in Mother Earth and her frequency. Okay. Once you feel that, we're gonna take a few deep breaths together. We're gonna start by blowing all the air out of your mouth. And then breathe in through the nose. Hold it for just a moment when you get to the top and breathe out the mouth, relaxing. Breathing in, visualizing anything you don't need in your body coming up. Breathing out and watching it flow down that beautiful stream of energy into Mother Earth, who absorbs it and recycles it and sends it to someone who needs it more than you. One more deep breath in. Releasing into Mother Earth. Just getting the altar ready here while y'all are getting nice and grounded. And if you would, just visualize a beautiful protective shape around yourself. If you don't like visualization, you can just affirm verbally, I am gorgeously and deliciously protected now. I am fully protected now. I am fully protected now. Otherwise, pick a beautiful shape that you love, that feels spacious and comforting and secure and safe. And imagine yourself just sitting inside of it with that beautiful grounding cord, that beautiful river of energy connecting you to Mother Earth flowing out through the bottom of it. And make sure that the shape is big enough to include you and to tuck that beautiful flow of energy into Mother down beneath you. And you can give this shape a color, a texture, a feel, a sound. What does it sound like if you knock on it? You can even move your hands in front of you and just imagine where it is around you. If you don't like just keeping it as a visualization, you can make it a little more kinesthetic and actually feel into it. Just asking Spirit, Archangel Michael, to clear out all of the digital connections that are connecting us all to each other right now, to clear this space and to really prepare us for this moment in this ritual. So we're going to call in the directions now, and what I'd love for you to do, normally I like to try to do this with cardinal points on the compass, but that's not happening today because we're all facing different directions right now. So I'm going to call these energies in, and I would love for you to just feel the energy pressing into you from the direction that I'm calling it out of, okay? We're going to start with the energy behind you. It's at your back, calling on the guardians of air, all of the spirits of air to open this beautiful, intentional solstice vortex. Please, please, please draw forth, join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. We thank you for being here today. And just feel a loving, gentle, but thorough pressure from behind you, supporting you, pressing into you. Calling upon all of the guardians of the south, spirits of fire, spirits of the ancestors, spirits of the inner children. Please, please, please join the sacred circle, support the sacred space. We're eternally grateful for your presence. We thank you for being here today. Feeling the energy on your left, pushing in and sandwiching in towards you. So now you got a nice nudge behind and on your left. Calling on the spirits of water, beautiful, beautiful, fertile waters of the mother. Please join the sacred circle, support this sacred space. Beautiful connecting spirits that keep our intuition and our passions flowing and open, that make this human experience so delightfully sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here today. Feeling the energy before you, pressing into you like a wave. So now you're supported behind you, on your left, and in front of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And calling on the spirits of the earth, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spirits of the earth. Please join the sacred circle, support the sacred space, anchor us in this time and place, and help us to honor this beautiful solar event here on earth, which is the anchor, which is our home, which is where we are here and now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling the energy pressing in from the right, from behind, on the left, in front, and on the right. Feel the energy smushing in towards you. Placing your hands on the ground, giving great thanks to Mother Earth, asking her to support you in this working, to support this ritual, to protect us, to nourish us, and just offering thanks. And then raising your hands up towards the sky, or imagining in your mind's eye that you're raising your hands toward the sky, feeling just beautiful energy of the sky raining on down you. Mother, Father Earth, Mother, Father Sky, raining down towards you, calling upon all the energies of the star beings and the light beings and all of our brothers and sisters in light. Please join the sacred circle, support the sacred space, illuminate this working, and let it all occur in perfect accordance with plans we simply cannot comprehend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then bringing your hands to your heart center, feeling the energy pressing at you from behind, from your left, from in front of you, from the right, squeezing in towards you. Mother Earth pressing up towards you. Father Sky pressing down towards you. Hands at the heart center, taking a deep breath in and bowing to the sacred direction at the center of your heart. Feeling that center opening and expanding, opening all your chakras, opening your energy, whizzing all of the wheels of light that are within you and around you. Now setting the intention to call upon your ancestors, calling upon the spirits of this land, of the land upon which you are inhabiting and existing right now, calling upon all of your spirit guides, all of your helpers and spirits, all of the angels, archangels, saints, orishas, masters, guides, ancestors, ancient ones, elementals, and nature spirits that wish to support us in this working today. Please join this circle, support this sacred space. Thank you for being here today. And here we are. It's not the solstice yet, but we're close. We're close. We're close. Okay. We're going to do... You can keep your eyes closed just for a moment because I'm going to state this intention very clearly. This is a ceremony to observe and honor the winter solstice, the shortest day and the longest night of the year. We perform this ceremony to honor the darkness, to affirm the strength and the power of the light as it returns. And in this last minute or so, before the solstice is exact, allow yourself to just dream about whatever you want, whatever you need right now. Let that, just go with it. Let it fill something up in you. I want XYZ. I need XYZ. You don't have to write this down. Just feel it. Feel the desire for whatever you want. Maybe you want a cookie. Maybe you want a sandwich. Maybe you want some new shoes. Maybe you want some cha-cha heels. Whatever you want, let it move through your system. Let your desire be acceptable. Let yourself want whatever the fuck you want. And now, in your mind's ear or aloud, please repeat, if willing, I welcome these desires into my existence, but I am perfectly content as I am now. I welcome these desires into my existence and experience, but I am perfectly content as I am now. I am perfectly content as I am now. I am perfectly content as I am now. Feel your breath. Feel this moment. Feel the stillness. Welcome to winter, everyone. Welcome to winter. So you can stay exactly as you are, but this is the sort of, written portion of our ritual today. This is why we had you assemble pen and paper. What we're going to do now is take that pen and paper, and if you don't feel like writing, you can just, make this list in your mind and just have fun writing down whatever you are afraid of vis-a-vis the next 3 months, vis-a-vis the next year that's in front of you, whatever fears are kicking around inside of you. There's this idea, which I used to hold near and dear, that spiritual beings don't have desires or fears, right? In truth, it seems much more likely that spiritual beings, have a balanced or sustainable relationship with desires and fears, one which is mutually beneficial and not tipped too far in one direction or the other. Looking for my pen, but we'll see how it goes. I need to get some salt as well, so just stay as you are and finish writing your fears, and I'll be back in just 2 shakes. Okay. One other little thing as you finish doing that, that was the whole point of calling up those desires and letting yourself feel them, and just admitting that you want something can be very powerful. But what's fun is to then affirm that right now, in just a moment of basic poise and calm and relaxation, that you're good, you're fine, you're chill. That is alchemical healing. to introduce an adjutant like a desire and tranquilize it with the truth, which is that you're whole and that all is well. And by introducing that adjutant and tranquilizing it with the truth, you grow, your heart opens more, you get a more accurate perspective on who you are and where you are and what's going on, to allow yourself to want what you want, and then to accept that where you are right now with whatever's going on, you don't need more than what you got. It's kind of always true, existentially speaking. I recognize that there are practical moments where it might feel like we need things, where we can't be without things. But guess what? If we don't get those things that we need, we continue existing without them. Yeah, I'm not trying to speak in absolutes on that, but just the powerful healing process of introducing discomfort and finding comfort within is powerful and is very Capricorn solstice plus Cancer full moon. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. So now, I'm going to ask you to hold these spheres in your hand. Let's see, probably the right hand. We're going to say, I release these spheres to the darkness. I release these spheres to the darkness and surrender them to the void. And surrender them to the void, from which all things come and to which all things return. Okay? I release these spheres to the darkness and surrender them to the void, from which all things come and to which all things return. I release these spheres to the darkness and surrender them to the void, from which all things come and to which all things return. Okay. Yeah. I probably should have instructed you to light your candle and do your sage and do the incense and do the water and all that stuff, but I wanted to actually get into the solstice moment on time together as a group so that we could have that moment of chill. If you haven't lit your candle, light a candle right now, because the next thing that we're going to do here, you guys have some salt over there that you can use, is that we're going to use the dish of salt that I asked you to gather, and we're going to symbolically bury the intentions in the bowl. You know, I am running this ritual today, and I could have been a little more prepared, just saying note to self, right? But got my bowl of salt. It's not quite big enough to bury fully, but the idea is that we're symbolically burying it until the ritual is over, when you will either actually bury it or flush it or burn it, depending on however you like to get freaky and destructive, okay? So you can put that in the middle of your altar space. And the theory is that, oh, P.S., if you didn't feel like writing those things down, just imagine those fears in your mind's eye in a big field of darkness and watch them starting to dissolve, okay? Now, what I'd like for you to do, if you do have a candle, even if you just lit that candle, is take a look at that candle and just gaze at the light for just a moment, checking it out. It was a teacher, I think, and a couple books that I read over time, which always says that it's impolite to blow a candle out because it's like spitting into an open vortex, right? That's what I was going to tell you as well, is that the winter solstice, the exact moment that we waited for, it is a vortex. It's an energetic vortex that connects us to the energy of that moment, right? So it's an easy vortex. It's a loose vortex. It's a basic vortex, right? But it's there, and we wait for it, and we align with it, and we work with it. So looking at that light, and it's beautiful here in sunny California. I think and it's daytime still, but we can still do this meditation. If you're on the East Coast, much easier. You're just looking at that light and contemplating and pondering the light, watching it flicker. Isn't the light amazing? If you have to blow it out with your mouth, just just say a little, it's just one moment, I'm going to blow it out, but I'm going to put my little water bowl on top of it. And what we're going to do is acknowledge that beautiful light and then watch it go out. And now close your eyes and see the darkness that's there. Even if you can see some light peeking in from somewhere, focus on the darkness. We're recreating the moment of the solstice. Focusing on the darkness. Focusing on the darkness. Focusing on the darkness. Focusing on that darkness until you see a point of light. Don't chase the light. Let the light come to you. Look at it as a little spark. See it begin to dance and flicker. If you don't like visualizations, feel this light within you, dancing, flickering, getting a little brighter and a little brighter, and brighter and brighter, expanding, expanding, expanding into the reaches of your field of vision. Feel the light filling your head. Feel the light expanding from a point in the center of your heart and trickling down from the head so that the streams meet each other. Feel light expanding from a point at the base of your spine, merging and mixing with the light that is expanding from the head and the heart, merging and mixing all three together. Feeling the light radiating up from Mother Earth, feeling the light radiating down from the sky, feeling yourself in the middle of all of these energies, marveling, marveling, marveling. Thank you, life. Thank you, love. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, soul. Thank you, self. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, and we're going to light those candles once more with the paper buried in the salt. I'm going to say, what have we got here? Oh, yeah. We celebrate the return of the light, the hope that will guide us through the winter to come, the hope that is always with us, the light that is eternal. We celebrate the return of the light, the hope that will guide us through the year to come, through the winter to come, the hope that is always with us, the light that is eternal. We celebrate the return of the light, the hope that will guide us through the winter to come, the hope that is always with us, the light that is eternal. Now, this is the fun part. If it's dark, it's even more fun. If you're not doing this right now during the day and you're doing it later at night, even better, super fun. What we're going to do is place your tea lights all throughout your home, right? And take this central candle. Oh, you know what? Might actually make sense in case you don't have them all over the place. We've got the light returned. I encourage you to do that after the ritual is over. Turn off all the damn lights in the house. Assemble your little tea lights in places that you like, and just maybe even come back once more, extinguish the flame, visualize that darkness, relight the candle, and go off and light all the other little ones. What do you think? We do that later when it's dark? Yeah, good. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Yes, 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 channel. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's a great idea. Okay, so that's how we're going to run with it. Normally, that's what I would love to do. So that's the basis of our ritual. We called in all the directions. We let our desires come up. We affirmed in the moment. We've been calling the Capricorn solstice a cosmically imposed rock bottom. Like whether you feel like you're at rock bottom or not, energetically, this is the rock bottom of the year. Now we begin the climb, right? So we called up that stuff, tranquilized it in the moment of stillness. We welcomed in our fears. We acknowledged our fears. We then buried our fears. We released them to the void. We extinguished the flame of the light and stayed in the void. with the fears, but also with the hopes, with the joys, with the potentialities. And then we came back, we relit our candle. Now we've got it burning. And really, truly, yeah, it's just so brilliant. Wait until it's dark. Put your tea lights out all over the place. Turn off all the lights in the house and just go from the central light to relight all those other candles. Strong suggestion for no devices during that moment. No devices. We don't need devices at that time, right? No devices, no cable, just turn all the shit off and fucking watch the little lights dancing. I honestly believe that moment of watching the lights dancing, I mean, this moment's great, but watching the lights dancing quiet in a space with yourself, if that's your loved one, or with other loved ones, yourself is plenty, believe me. Watching the lights dancing in a hushed, quiet moment, it heals you and it makes life better for the rest of the holiday season. Please report back and write back if you feel better during the holiday festivities, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and such, because we got together and did this, okay? Just see what else. Now, oh, fun. There's something else that you can do. Do we do it now? Do we do it then? Yeah, no, we do it then. Okay, so it's great. So we've gone into the void. We've returned the light. You've got your fears buried in the salt. Another nice little visualization that you can do is just watch that salt, or earth, if it's earth that you gathered, and just look at it and imagine a seed sprouting and growing and flowering and dying, sprouting and growing, flowering and dying, sprouting and growing, flowering and dying, sprouting and growing, flowering and dying. This just helps to affirm the inevitability of the end and the inevitability of the beginning, right? The inevitability of the wheel, of the cycle, the inevitability of time, that it keeps going and yet somehow always stays the same. And for now, we'll come back here and we're just going to back out of our sacred space together. Oh, I want a little more smoke. We're going to go in and we're going to give great thanks to Mother Earth and Father Sky. You can bring your hands to the heart center. We're going to give great thanks to all the spirits of the earth, all the spirits of the water, to the spirits of the fire, to the spirits of the air. Give great thanks to all of your ancestors, all of the spirits inhabiting the land, who've lived on the land upon which you sit now, all of the First Nation people that we owe our lives to, and honoring the light within you, the love within you, giving thanks to yourself, giving thanks to each other. Did we say spirits of the air? I hope so. Feeling this moment, feeling this stillness, feeling this space, taking a deep breath in the nose, blowing out the mouth. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Happy solstice, good Yule. This ritual is complete. Stay with me, bear with me. Happy full moon solstice, everyone. Peace on earth. You're all fucking gorgeous. Don't move, because I'm going to get some cards for you, because I promised a... what's it called? What card does? It is a transmission. because we love to, every month, twice a month, gather and give you mini readings for all of these signs, all of the elements, a la Elements of Spirit, the weekly reading series that we do, which is going to be a part of the Edible Spirit experience, the subscription package. So if you like this ritual and you're down with this, we're going to keep doing this spring, fall, winter, summer for our subscribers. But we're going to keep doing a new moon and monthly Elements of Spirit for free. And then we're going to just keep rolling out newer, more, and cooler content, weekly readings, monthly call-in show, monthly channeling, quarterly solstice equinox rituals, discounts on all of the Edible Spirit accoutrements. But for now, just to zhuzh up the Cancer full moon for everybody, we're going to do Elements of Spirit style tarot readings, in which instead of doing readings for all of the zodiac, we give you an ether reading, which is for everybody, followed by an earth, air, water, and fire reading, which are for the individual elements. I'll tell you, for the individual signs. So water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Fire is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, etc., etc. So first, we're going to start with the ether. And we love to ask the question, what is the best way for us to harness the power of this full moon lunation? All of us, what can we expect? Interesting. It's the Two of Crystals reversed, also known as the Two of Swords reversed. This just lets me know that we're all going to be seeing reflections of ourselves that we don't necessarily want to look at this season over the next couple weeks. The Elements of Spirit were really intense last week too. So ediblespirit.com/elements for more stuff about this week. But I'm going to try not to read that into this and actually just give you the stuff about the full moon. So it's almost like the austerity of Two of Crystals, the austerity of the Capricorn solstice, freezes the lake over of our emotions. And so everything kind of becomes a reflection because there's so little to look at. It's like, imagine you're in the tundra or in the polar ice caps. It's like you come across a bird, anything that's alive, you're going to be stoked and you're going to be like, yo, can we hang? Can we chat? Can we chill? Because I want to feel like a human being. I want to remember myself. Like, can we dialogue, communicate? The theory is that this moon is going to stir up emotions in the middle of this austerity, and then it might be a little uncomfortable, right? We also might be compelled to act, compelled to do something that is not doing nothing. It's like you might have to speak up, act out, show up, do something different in order to find peace with how you feel about yourself. Another way of saying this is that like almost everything around this holiday season over the next week or two is going to be triggery, right? There's going to be lots of triggers. And the thing is to remember that if you're uncomfortable with the ways in which you're triggered, don't make it about what the other person did. Make it about yourself. Use everything possible this holiday season, this next week or two, until the end of the year, right? And then some, to look at yourself, right? It's so cool. So it's almost like the Cancer moon is going to bring a wave of self-reflection that nobody really wants, right? A superabundance of emotions that provide all these opportunities to figure out. Great example. If you're triggered by your parents, you can bitch and moan and rail against your parents, but at the end of the day, you got to do your own damn work. It's got to be about you because you're not going to change. It's your parents, and it's very hard to heal them. So don't try, right? Turn it to yourself. Make it about yourself, okay? So that's cool. Two of Crystals reversed for the ether. We're actually going to go to the earth signs today. First. Usually we go air, fire, water, earth. We're going to go in the opposite direction today. For the earth babies, that's for the signs of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. What's the best way for you to harness the lunation of the Cancer full moon? Interesting. So Earth babies, it actually says it's the man of crystals, the inventor, the innovator, the sort of master of the mind. Again, it's also reversed here. So what this is telling us is that, you know, you've been doing really well. You might feel like broadcasting your wellness throughout the universe and, you know, screaming out about how great you feel and how wonderful everything is. The guidance from this card is to let yourself be a little more like a baby. Let yourself just be a little more like a baby, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Regress a little bit if you can. Take some pressure off of yourself, because it may feel like you've been stumbling blindly, but you've actually been on a wonderful upward climb. You may feel stronger, but you're also tired. You may feel opened, but you're also over it. You see, so what this is saying is that, like, you've got all of this brilliant, wonderful insight inside of you that's just aching to come out. But it's going to be a little more intense this holiday season, and nobody likes a know-it-all. So the theory here is to just, again, apply your brilliant ideas to yourself. Right? Apply your learning. Don't tell anybody what you think is wrong with the world, or what the world should do. Just save that information for yourself. Okay. Let's see, for the fire babies. Oh, no, earth, water we're going to do now. Water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Best way for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces to harness this delicious lunation. Four of Worlds. So the card is called Commencement. It is kicking off for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. It makes sense because that's the water sign. Full moon in Cancer, what feels like a deluge or a tidal wave to everybody else feels like, yay, finally I'm stable to a water sign, right? I feel so stable now that I'm drowning. This actually says that, I wish this weren't true because I don't want to listen to it, but as a Scorpio sun, it's saying it's actually a great time to hunker down, feel your power, feel your oats, and get some stuff off the ground, right? Even if it's just internally. I mean, technically it's like tangible. You're supposed to do something about the brilliant ideas that you have, or do something about whatever you learn over the next like week or two. However you're triggered, take that information and do something about it. If somebody like fat shames you, right? You know, put together something about body positivity. Images, words, sounds, whatever. You know, if you feel lonely, right, reach out to someone. So the idea is that whatever you're working on, whatever you're hunkering down in, whatever, if in this moment of you know, Capricorn austerity, if you had nothing and no one bugging you or bothering you or putting any stress or strain on you, what would you think about? What would you do if there were no issues? What would you spend your time doing if you had the time to do what you wanted to do? Theory is like, fucking do it. Just do it, right? This lunation, this moon lunation. Why? Also because the Cancer full moon should also be telling you what you care about, telling you what matters to you in your heart of hearts. So it's like, if the Capricorn solstice has cleared everything away, the Cancer full moon lets you know what you care about when you have nothing. So work on that. Initiate that, enjoy that, find your power in that, okay? Fire babies, signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Best way for y'all to harness this lunation. Self-care, 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 self-care. Card is called Regenerate. Regenerate, regenerate. It is the the Sage of Cups. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's like, really cut yourself some slack. It feels like you've been going guns blazing. You are the one who is the machine operator of your body. You get to make your body go where it goes and do what it does. So only you can pull the plug. Only you can be like, you know what? No more holiday parties. You know what? No more gift buying. You know, really, all it would take for us to subvert, right, capitalism is to all just agree to not buy Christmas presents, right? I know that's like everything, but the point is here is that, like, if you don't get off the merry-go-round, then you're on the merry-go-round. So if you don't take care of yourself, then you don't get cared for, right? I mean, hopefully you'll get cared for, but the theory is that this is the best way for you to use the Cancer flood. So for a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it can be a little bit of a gnarly moment because we're no longer in Sagittarius territory as of what, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, not in Sagittarius land anymore. So your natural fire is not here. We're in Earth, we're in wood territory of Capricorn. So when the Cancer full moon comes and crashes a big wave on your head, it could make you burn out, but most likely it's just going to calm you down. But if you keep trying to go and resist the urge to flow and chill and nurture yourself, you're going to run hot and it's going to hurt, basically. Okay. Finally, air signs, beautiful, beautiful air babies. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Oh, deep breaths, y'all. Deep breaths, air babies. It's really interesting. It's like, it feels like somewhere underneath you, there's a very sincere and simple and dedicated artist, practitioner, participant, just presence, just a very balanced, creative, sincere and simple and nourishing presence. And just the question is like, can we just enjoy that simplicity? Like, why do you have to do more than be that? Like, feels like a lot of projection. And it feels like because Capricorn solstice initiates Earth, right? Which is the opposite of air. So there's a density and a weightedness to this, which could cause you to project a little heavy duty. And then Cancer full moon is a flood, right? Water, emotions, and lovely airy life draft, right? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius can help you to rise above those emotions. But in this case, it's like, why can't you just keep it simple and sweet? Why does it have to be sparkly and scintillating and, bright in the future? Why can't it just be like calm and quiet and sweet and sincere and simple right now? Just like right now, right now. Oh, guess what? It can. Oh, guess what? It is. Oh, the card PS is art or temperance, which is gone. Which is reversed. So it's like there's just all of this lovely regenerative healing light, healing mojo available to you, and yet it just feels just out of reach. Why? Remember, we said this Capricorn full moon, because basically the Capricorn solstice and the Cancer full moon are the same event. It's negligible. The distance. The full moon is 9 something tomorrow morning on the West Coast. So we're really reading these two things together. So think of this as the ether reading, right, of the equanimity, the crystals, the two of crystals, being this self-imposed or cosmically imposed austerity of the Capricorn moment. I got nothing. The flood of Cancer being like, accept all of the feelings, right? They come together. I got nothing. And I could make peace with that, except here comes the flood of all of these feelings. We're reading into that as like that simplicity plus the emotions creates this reflection that we maybe don't want to see. But like we said, it's very similar to what we did with the desire during the ritual. If we can acknowledge those emotions and process some of it and meet that reflection with acceptance, with love, with inclusion, with compassion, we can fucking transmute it. It's over. It has no power over us, right? And even more importantly, it creates power because we've taken a reflection that we don't really want to see and we've stared at it until we've integrated it, right? We've worked with the reflection that we don't want to see until we make peace with it. That's what all of those other little individual readings were for this lunation. It's like, when there's nothing around you except your feelings, do you like what you see? Do you like who you are? So each of these other cards, right, give us insight into how to work with that reflection. that we may not like, but which very simply is, right? Okay. Yeah, I was going to run through them all, but I think we're done here. So final thing is later on this evening, if you haven't done it, turn off all the lights, keep that candle burning, and light those lights one by one. Nice and simple. I'm just going to give us a little bit more. Oh, is it going to go out? Yeah, it did. Oh, well. Give us a little more sage. I don't usually like doing that either, but we're riding fast and loose today. So just a little more sage for us for this moment. Thank you all so much for showing up. EdibleSpirit.com to join the mailing list, find more about the subscription packages. We're going to be rolling out products, new services, classes, all sorts of stuff in the new year. The Edible Spirit experience, the subscription stuff, starts January 1st. And we're going to just have all these great little moments for you to tune in and get connected to yourself, to your mojo, to the spirits, to each other. I mean, I fucking love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, spirits. Thank you, Solstice. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for this Edible Spirit Live Winter Solstice transmission and ritual. See you soon. Yeah.